joined by Max Christie at Bonus. How you doing?
Fine. Aye.
Yeah.
Aye.
You good, ready for a Tuesday night training session?
Always.
Absolutely. So yeah, I suppose I've just got a few questions. I just want to find out a bit more about yourself and obviously Bonus and what your sort of ambitions are for the next couple of seasons. You've obviously made that switch very recently from the juniors, so you've obviously got an ambition to, well, I assume you've got an ambition to do quite well and find your place within the pyramid.
Like every club, like every previously junior club, we're no different. Traditionally, Bonus and Lithgow were the biggest teams in the East region. Certainly in the past, bigger than Bonnyrigg, but much bigger than Kelty. Traditionally, obviously that's changed now. But so Bonus and I've always been a big club in the juniors. As I say, with a big tradition. So yes, of course, you want to get into the lowland, especially with what's been happening now with the West. Going to get the equivalent of the East of Scotland League, I think, and so it's going to be more and more difficult to get that pathway into the lowland. We're just hoping that it becomes a wee bit more transparent and clear as to who goes up and who comes down.
Yeah, absolutely.
That needs to get better.
Yeah, I would totally agree with you there, and that's something I think they're constantly looking to work on and evolve. So you've said obviously about Bonus and how they're, you know, they've got a lot of history. They're a big club. You've obviously got history managing at Bonnyrigg, Broxburn, Tranent. What drew you to Bonus?
Big club, big team, and the platform. I thought I could do well, but you know, there's not a lot of people who get to be the manager of any football club, and the level that I've managed at Bonus are a big football club. You know, so it's an honour to be asked and to be the manager.
And how long have you been at Bonus for now?
A year. Just about spot on actually.
Yeah. So you obviously were part of the team when they had the 3 conferences and the challenges with 30 clubs moving over.
Yeah.
This year they've came up with the East of Scotland Premier League. You're playing in a league where you're not going to be getting those 10-11 wins as handedly. How do you find playing in the East of Scotland Premier League?
Great. I think it's a really good league. The 2 teams at the bottom of the league have beat us so far this season. So it shows you it's a tight competitive league, and not much between any of the teams. I would have thought anybody, if you're not at it, anybody can beat you.
Yeah, absolutely. It's an extremely competitive league. It's certainly more exciting to keep an eye on than when it was the 3 conferences.
I think for everybody involved in those leagues, it was a wee bit of, when's this going to end? You know, I think we were all glad when last season was over. Yeah. So that we could get on with it a wee bit, you know.
Yeah, and you've had a really successful season. You've given yourself a bit of cushion at the top of the league. Results lately, they've been a bit trickier for you guys to come about.
I wouldn't say that. You know, okay, we've got a couple of games in hand, but obviously we're looking at the other teams. We just assume they've won those games.
Right.
Other people are saying they're imaginary points. Well, not in our eyes. They're good sides at the back, and I think it's boiled down to. I don't think it's disrespectful for any other clubs to say it's boiling down to ourselves, Hillabeth and Broxburn.
Right.
You know, just having a look at points there, and I don't think that's unfair to say that. So I no doubt what was our last game? We drew 0-0 with Dunbar, who we should have scored. God, we should have scored, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5. And the previous one to that, we narrowly beat Dundonald. So it's not easy, but the spirit's high. We're not complacent at all. We know there's big games of football coming up that we've got to win, and we're not complacent or thinking it's been a good season at all, because it's no yet. We're right in the middle of it. It'll be a good season if we win the league. If we don't win the league, it will not be a good season. You know, that's what it boils down to. You know.
Absolutely, and I think it's only going to get more and more competitive. Like you mentioned earlier, the introduction of the West Junior sides coming in is going to make it even more difficult to get up into the Lowland League and get into the Lowland League from the Lowland League into SPFL 2 eventually. I suppose you've had the 2 wins over Hillabeth. obviously definitely worked in your favour, or the advantage would have perhaps been. Are you quite glad you've got those 2 games out of the way
obviously
already?
So we we've played Broxburn twice, and we've played Hill of Beast twice, and they've still to play each other, so I suppose that's a bonus to us, but we've still got some incredibly tough matches coming up. Starting with Saturday, we're away to Musselburgh, who beat us the last time we played. So a big game, and we've got to be breathing fire on Saturday, which we will be, to get the result we need.
And who's when you look at your current squad of players, you've obviously got to have a lot of talent in there for you to be able to perform at the level you are in this league. Is there any players that have surprised you that you would say have gone above and beyond this season?
You only get to know players intimately when you work with them, and I've watched these players play for junior football a while, I don't know, 10 years maybe, and I've watched them play at arm's length, but when you work with them, that's only when you see how good a player is, because you're too interested in your own team. And some of them have no doubt should have some point in their career played at a higher level, probably Stuart Hunter being the most obvious one. So no, there's a lot of good players at the club, but there's good players, there's good players all over the league, and a good manager. So it's just it's keeping the spirit high, keeping them organised, and not getting too high and not getting too low, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely. I think for a long time there's been good teams in the seniors, good teams in the juniors, good managers, good players. It's good to see everybody coming together, and we're seeing some
it's exciting
real
times.
Competition.
At last, it's exciting times. With the pyramid.
Yeah, absolutely.
It gives committees and players real motivation to get their clubs going.
Yeah, true. And when you kind of look up to the Lowland League, and you've got obviously aspirations to play in the next season, how do you think you would fare when you make the step up?
It's if we make the step up, we're nowhere near, and there's other clubs, but any club who wins this league, and again, I'm not saying it's going to be us, but I think the top 4 or 5 teams in the East of Scotland League would be a worthy addition to the Lowland League. I think the top 5 in the Lowland League are upper level, but I think, as I say, the top 3, 4 would augment that, and be on a level with that. Whereas I think the lower end of the Lowland League is possibly as weak or weaker than the bottom of the East of Scotland League.
Alright, so I suppose it's a fair point.
Vale Leith and spring into mind, Edinburgh Uni, Newton Grange, Wales Welfare are arguably who would win the games if they had a series games of a standard.
Yeah, and I suppose that's one of the good things about the pyramid. Is it's going to help teams to find the right level to play at, which is fantastic. But thank you very much for having me here today.